Now on to the main point of the agenda. We will be going over data sharing.
To start off with data sharing, we kind of have a couple of steps to walk through. Um, so we need to know what it is. And I wanted to start with kind of a story of competition in 2019. So in 2019, me and another member of my team, we walked around the entire competition, and you might recognize my face from there, um, where we gathered everybody up into a group meet, and then we shared a Google Drive link with, it was just an open Google Drive link for people to share their data, any videos that the robot have taken, so other people could use it. And Camille was actually one of the first people we talked to, and we walked over. Was like, "Hey, do you guys need data? Because we need data of this task." Um, and we realized that a lot of teams don't have the opportunity to go into the water before coming to competition, or have that type of preparation, or they might not get perfect data of something at competition, and other teams might have better data. And coming to RoboSub, you kind of realize that it's less of a competition and more of a community effort where everybody's there to share academically and kind of show off everybody's excellence. So um, it kind of slowly built from that small Google Drive group into something more structured like this. So data sharing itself, the idea for it came from that is we wanted a centralized repository of data that everybody can contribute to. It's community driven. Basically, the reason why all the data is there is you guys. We want everybody to be able to contribute to this. And it's competition focused. So this doesn't have to be just software people using this, just people working on machine learning, although that is probably going to be one of the best use cases. Um, there's stuff for vision for people doing machine learning. There's stuff for acoustics because we want to be able to share that type of data. Um, we have spots for CAD designs to go down, and then even PCB design. That's all there. It's organized, and it's a centralized place that can stay the same year over year. Um, so that people can come back and look at that data. So next slide. I'm going to pass it over to Chandra, who's going to talk about why it's important.
So I think why is it important? As Paz has mentioned, like I think it gives the data for a lot. I think this is the place where teams can store all the data. Can also have the archives for all the data. So data could be like related to software, could be electrical, could be related to mechanical, could be like team design, and all those things. And that could be helpful for future teams in order to refer to. And also like future teams means I'm saying let's say there's a team of Embryonic University, right? And there's a one team of RoboSub, right? And then RoboSub went to a competition in 2015. And then 2019, there's a different team members who go to the competition. It can be helpful for the new team members to prepare for the upcoming competitions, as well as it can be helpful for the other teams to like prepare for the competition by learning about the like they can just learn from the data itself, like what to expect in the competition and all those things. And then yeah, it's a large domain of data, as I mentioned. It's the archive. It's a large archive of data sets, and yeah, it's a really good platform for new teams and upcoming teams to learn about the competition. I think that's why I would say it's really important. Yeah, do you have anything to add on to this part?
No, I think you hit every point. And as a group, we really want to give a platform for new teams. New teams coming in, they might have signed up right before the deadline, and that's not quite enough time to start developing or gathering data, that is. So it's a good spot to begin and start designing your robot as well. And I think that's really important as a group to recognize.
Next slide. So how will it work basically? So it works using the box account. So every team will have the registered box account. So data is stored in the box account. So it's just like a Dropbox, your box. So once the team have the registered account, so the registered account with just their box email address, right? And then the teams they can upload. Everybody in the team can upload it. So every team members can upload, and data moderators have the rights to delete any data that's not appropriate, or like that's not required, that's not needed, is what I would is what the important thing. So in the FAQ, right, it has if you view the outside the FAQ, it has the list of people who can delete, who can do what the data. So who can delete the data, who can edit the data, who can upload data is what it is. So I would just so fun I was just you guys should know that any team members can upload or download the data, and the data monitors are the only ones that can delete the data. Is what I would say. Yep.
Just to add on, these team registered accounts are the ones you use to sign up for RoboSub. So you guys will get an email that you've been shared to the box. And then Chandra mentioned this, but the teams can also then share viewer uploader access to their team members. And all of that will expire with the next competition season, but their team accounts can upload and then everybody can download. And I believe this next slide is our file structure. You'll hear Camille talk about this in our next slide because he actually made a very helpful video that'll be uploaded and viewable. So this is the file structure for the box account. And you can see that it's very organized down to where it says team folder. And this makes it easy to get to different tasks, different types of data, and there's even a place for competition footage from teams and from RoboSub themselves. So we can all go in there, just put in pictures and videos of competition in there. But it's very organized down to the team folder, and we do that because we want people to be able to make sure that everything's organized within their own folders. There's also a naming convention that we require, and that'll all be detailed in the video coming up.
Hello and welcome to the demonstration on how to use the data sharing website. You'll find all of the information in the video and more in the guide provided, so please read it carefully. This video will not treat everything in detail, but will focus on how to be ready to work easily. So first you have to log in on Box. Once you are logged in, you should find the data sharing folder for the competition you registered into, such as here, the RoboSub folder. If you are a new team and you want to train your model with data from previous years, you can go, for example, in the RoboSub 2019 folder. For each year, you will find a folder with competition footage provided by RoboNation, a folder of design, and a folder for task data. The design folder is divided in 3 subfolders: electrical, mechanical, and software. In the task data folder, you will find 1 folder for each task. For each task, you will find 3 folders for each type of data: acoustic, point cloud data, or visual data. For each type of data, you will find 1 folder for every team who uploaded data. Every team will have 1 process data folder and 1 raw data folder in the visual folder. The raw data folder will contain data that was collected directly from the vehicle. Some file types you will find here can be JPEG, PNG, MP4, bags, or anything you can get from your cameras. The process data folder will contain data selected for a specific reason, for example, a special object to detect. In order to know what object you can find in the data, a naming convention is used. It is important to note that your files can't be renamed after the upload, so please be careful. If you make any mistake, please contact the data moderators. They will be pleased to help you. We hope this video was helpful, and if you need more help, you can read the FAQ or reach to our data moderators. This project is a community-driven effort, so let us know if you have any comments. Thanks for sharing and helping the community.
We will be able to answer questions as you go through and actually are in the system itself. All right. Is there a standard format to share the data? To share the data?
That's actually all detailed within the data sharing guide. I really strongly recommend that you read it before you upload data. And I know Hitesh would be mad if I didn't say it's a required reading. But go ahead, and it actually details how to format the names of your files. But there isn't a standard format. There are some more commonly accepted files like JPEG, BAG, MPG, whatever you can get your hands on, really. But when it gets to box, it just needs to be named correctly so that people know what they're looking at.
Also, if your format is not standard, you can also add a file explaining how to use your data for people that might need some help. And also there is the possibility to give comments on each file that you upload. So if you want to add more details about these files, you can do it on Box.
That's actually all going to be detailed within the guide. We talk about what the standard data types that we'll accept are. But you are free to upload any data structure types that you'd like, as long as if it's something that's not standard, just go ahead and throw in a file and they're explaining how to use it. So for example, a really good example of this is point cloud data. Right now, the way that we'd upload point cloud data, point cloud data, as you know, is unstructured. We would put it in a ROS bag, and within the ROS bag, we'll upload the ROS bag, and within the same folder as the ROS bag, we'll leave a README saying, to play this ROS bag back, you have to run this command. And to see the point cloud data, it's on this topic, and it's going to be structured like this. Not yet, but that is something that can pretty easily be added on. And that's kind of why we have the design folders more open-ended, is we want people to be uploading those types of things. And that's a really good idea of something to upload is, here's a series of videos on how to use something. And maybe we'll teach you SolidWorks or PCB design or ROS, but there's a bunch of space to go ahead and be creative with those folders.
Absolutely. And I think another point to make, when the committee has been building this out this whole year, we did a beta testing in the fall, but we're really focusing on this iteration being kind of a soft launch. So it's continuing to develop. We've only had a select few that are actually on the committee helping to really build this, and they've put in a lot of work, but I'm sure there's going to be multitudes of ideas that all of you have to make it even better. We do have a feedback form on the data sharing website that we'd love to collect your feedback as you continue to use it this summer, and definitely open to other ideas that you may have to improve or add on. We want to make sure that it's useful for all of the teams, new, returning, all of this. Somebody asks, for new teams, can we ask questions on the forum on how to use these tools?
I can take that. Yeah, keep going on the forum. I think a really good place would be Band as well. Band is, I'm plugging for Juliana, but join the Band. It's a really good place for people to just quickly message and put up kind of a quick post about something. Maybe you're asking a question and people can reply to your post. So it's a really cool way to stay organized as well about that.
Absolutely. Thank you for that plugin. It was mentioned in the video, but the particular access that your team will have, you'll have one account that is viewer uploader access, where you'll be able to upload data directly. And then the rest of your team members will just be able to view with a link, or obviously with that one account. But with that viewer uploader access, you are not able to actually change the file name or move a file. So if you have any of those requests, you will need to reach out to a data moderator, which is another plug for Band. There's a note inbox also shown in that video to just walk you through the steps, but basically you'll have to request that through Band directly to a moderator. So we're hoping that Band will be really helpful to help maneuver through using the tool.
And by the way, you can find the data moderators on Band. On the list of the members, you have the little editification, and we updated it to say that we are data moderators, so you can find us easily on Band.
But the committee is we're always open for the word is escaping me, but the feedback, that's the word. There we go. We're always open to feedback, so go ahead and post within the committee's Band and you can give feedback. as well as, as if you start involving yourself more and more, it's more likely that you can join the committee at the end of the year. And it's a really good place to come in and contribute and really be a part of something that RoboNation has put forward, which is really nice. You can interact with the lovely Juliana and Hitesh on a regular basis, and it's really fun. But yeah, it's going to be a great place. We're going to need some more manpower to help handle all of these folders, and hopefully the volume of data that comes in, wink wink, everybody upload, but definitely stay involved because it's going to be a very exciting coming year.
Yeah. Well, and I would like to add that it's very fun to interact with your fellow teammates, because I think, you all are able to interact at the competition in most years, but you don't really get that like one-to-one as much. And so I think that's been really cool to see within the committee. Being able to work on something together, you almost form like a different team across all the teams. So that's been really cool to interact with all of you that way. And I'm excited to have more of you join. Again, it would be great. I know even with the committee we currently have, we have a few graduating, so we'll definitely need more manpower, as Par said. So